now.
And so the main thing that I really took out of the whole thing, and I guess we'll get into details about what how we experienced the movie, was that that was the biggest thing. When Billy came to me and said, you know, hey, that was really messed up. I'm sorry, and I was like, wow, well, what do you say to that? It was like, okay, but I didn't know whether what am I going to do? Well, okay, that's cool. Let's go back and play with our Hot Wheels. It was awkward. The moment passed, and we went on. But that stayed with me because I never felt like I was blaming him. And Pop would be stark raving mad about white people are devils and you can't trust them, and he didn't go as far as saying hate because he understood, just like anything else, in order to get through this world you got to deal with people, and those people are going to be all kinds of races and colors and creeds and things like that, and you just have to deal with that. I think later on, as he got more into faith based lifestyle, he kind of toned down some of that. But growing up, it presented a few challenges for me. But it taught me a lot, and I learned a lot, and I value that. So I'm not looking at like I was raised to feel a certain way. But roots did play an important part of my life. And that's why with it coming out, with the new version coming out, we're just wondering how that how this new version will take with this generation of people, given all of the things.
Like,
So,
how is it going to, is it going to be as impactful the second time around
yeah.
as it was for us? I mean, this is one of those movies that we just did not forget. I mean, I actually read the book. The book was like about that thick. The book was
I'm gonna have to read it.
huge. I read the book, and I don't know how many times I've actually watched the miniseries,
Oh yeah,
when
I've
it's
seen it.
come on. Like, I watch it probably almost every time I see it on TV. So it is going to be interesting um, to see it again. Like, one of the things that I'm thinking is, like, we're in a time now where I feel like people are searching for something.
Well, it's our attention span is short. Hence this. If you're still watching, you're either interested or something. But but our attention span, we got too many shiny things
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
too much going on.
And we were talking about this earlier. We said, this movie's going to come out. I mean, miniseries is going to come out, and it's going to be impactful to some and to others. No, it's not. And those who it do impact, it will impact you for a week, and after that's over,
You'll
we'll move on to something else.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to watch, the Super Bowl coming on, or something's going to
Because I
happen,
don't see people sitting down with their families
like we did in the
and
70s.
having these open dialogues with their children, like, our parents might have did. Like,
Yeah.
my husband, my husband had, grew up with his mom and dad. Unfortunately, I just grew up with my mom. My dad had already passed away. I mean, if my dad had been alive, of course, he would have been there, and it would have been a dialogue just, I feel like, the same
Yeah.
as yours,
Yeah.
or really similar, because our parents come from the same type of background.
Same background. The
So
same. They
I
were
think
probably right across the street from
yeah,
each
I
other.
mean, our
They could
parents
have been.
probably knew each other,
They
and they
probably
just
did.
don't know that they knew each other because they all grew up,
Same
in the
area.
same area in
Going through the same
Louisiana.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, granted, in the 70s, there wasn't the computers and, internet and all kinds of stuff. So television was a real mainstay for us. and television was television. It actually went off at a certain time.
Yeah, it was so
and
simple
you guys
back
remember
then.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not telling you anything that you didn't know, but when a major miniseries come out like Roots, that was impactful. I mean, now I remember moments of it, and of course I've seen the series several times afterwards with a different lens of appreciation up for it. But I do remember as a kid, I did not want to watch it, but I did watch it because in the beginning they were showing breasts and stuff like that, and I can't help it. I mean, it was that important for them to show and depict all of that, and I was like, are they showing? And I'm sitting on the floor, mom and papa behind me, and I'm sitting back, and they got, the women just running out and breast flaunting there, and I'm like,
A typical teenage boy.
yeah, I'm a teenager, so yes, that caught my attention, and I watched it after that, but I still, it wasn't really the show. It was the impact that it had on my family afterwards. That's what made the impact. Now, Pop didn't make it any easy. That's what I'm saying. He wanted so badly for me to see and feel, I guess, what he was feeling. There was rage, there was anger, there was distrust, there was all of this just balled into it, and it was like a lesson. You see, this is why you can't, you running out with all these little white friends of yours, and you can't try, and that was kind of messing up my conditioning, my programming, because I didn't see that in my limited experience. So that was a big thing. Now at school, I had no problem. They were, when you see the girls did this, yeah, I saw them. I was sitting right there. So typical.
But I think Roots was one of the reasons that I started to question my beliefs in Christianity and everything else that I thought was right. And I think that's one of the reasons why I have taken the path that I have taken. Even though, I may never know where my family is from, what my, who I'm related to in Africa. But I have, I do accept the fact that we are African American. We are, descendants of Africans, or I don't really want to say descendants of slaves, because we were not slaves when they came to Africa. We were just normal people in Africa. We were slaves when they brought us here. So we're not descendants of slaves, basically, if you really look at the big picture. Even though my mother, who was born in Louisiana, will tell you in a minute, I am not African American. Do not call me that. Just call me black and leave it at that. Because when they get tired of calling us African American, they're going to call us something else. Because we done been niggers, Negroes, Afro-Americans in the 70s. Now we are African American. Colored. So when they get tired of African American, they'll find another term, to group us in. But this is my thing. If we are, if we do accept the fact that we are African American, and the majority of people do, and people that, don't accept that term, other people are upset because they don't. So if we accept the fact that we are African American, then why don't we accept the African culture, the African religion, the African dialect? None of us speak the language. We speak the language of our oppressor, which is English. The majority of us have adopted the religion of our oppressor, which was in most cases I'm not going to say in all because some of them were Catholic, but is Christianity. The Bible was given to us when we came here. We did not do that in Africa. In Africa, we practiced a more traditional type religion that I practice. A lot of people, y'all not ready for that. But I feel like Roots, the new version, is going to explain that because the old version had us as Muslims because that was the only religion that maybe Alex
That you would
Haley
understand.
that you would understand because you're not ready to accept maybe the Yoruba tradition or whatever because you will see that as voodoo, and the white man has already presented voodoo to us as something evil. But I wish people would read and understand that also. So I really think that
why.
Roots is going to bring out a lot of things. And if people are open and receptive, I think this might be a big change.
Timing is right for it. Some people may say, why now with all the things going on? Timing is right for it. That's because it's time for it. But again, we got so many distractions, so many things that are out there. The people that want to see it will see it, and the people that don't want to see it, they just won't watch it. And people are watching, basketball games and hockey and all kinds of other stuff that.
Is the game tonight? No.
It's tomorrow. See?
The game coming on with Roots?
It's coming on. I don't know.
Okay, y'all, we finna go because watch Roots.
Watch it if you want to.
So we'll have something to talk about because
but we're gonna do an after.
We're gonna do an after review and
share thoughts.
Yeah, talk about the difference and how we feel about this new version. I mean, it's really, really good to see LeVar Burton as one of the producers, and those of you who know who he was Kunta Kinte in the original version, and he is one of the executive producers of the new version. So I think it's going to be good.
It'd be interesting. I mean, more importantly than just watching it, get a feel for your environment. See how it affects others, because that was the real big issue in that I experienced. It was an environmental change. Many people, whether you wanted it to or not, it did affect everybody.
It did.
That's why it did. And so now it's coming out. I don't watch television too much, so I don't hear too much fanfare about it. But I know leading up to it back in the 70s, that's all I heard. Roots, Alex Haley.
And the thing is now, I think I'm so much more open to different cultures now because, for one thing, I'm more mature, of course. And with maturity comes, that opening of your eyes a little bit more, and you become more respectful of other people and other cultures and stuff once you start to, get around other people and you start to understand other people. But now our family is so blended. I mean, we have one grandson that is Caucasian and black. We have technically one blood grandson. And then we have two others. He has two brothers, and they are both Caucasian and black. And then we have three granddaughters that are Filipino and black. So we have this extremely blended family.
And that's a common
And it is.
Come.
It's more of a common thing now because me growing up, it was only a few mixed kids that I knew. Now almost everybody mixed with something.
Yeah,
I am too.
I'm not.
I'm mixed with Indian.
I'm not. I'm blacker than black.
I love him though, with his chocolate self. But I mean, so I think we're looking at it differently 30 years later.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to bring out, I believe, and I don't know anything about the production or anything like that. I'm just going off the top of my head, so I could be completely wrong. But I do believe they'll bring out some things that are more the way it was and more open, like you said, especially in terms of faith and religions and things like that. Some things are now timely to be opened up and expanded beyond what we know already. So that's what I'm hoping to see, that there is some sort of an expansion in that. And of course, and now we're at this place at television. Like I said, back in the 70s, they were showing the women's breasts. Now you can damn near show full penetration if you want to on
You
TV.
can
They
see
can do
anything on
everything.
TV. Yeah,
So
I mean, things are totally different.
they do
from
all kinds of stuff on
what
television
they
now. So
what they used to be. So I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I can't wait until tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to the entire series. So we're going to go because I've been talking so long that my voice is actually leaving. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed our little chit chat about roots, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
One for the money, two for the show. Don't play me, honey, this is how we go.